democracy. With every government, you normally have the judiciary, you have the executive, but the National Assembly, of course, comprising the Senate and the House of Reps, represents democracy. And therefore, this is the most important arm in our democratic practice since 1999. That was why, when I tested the other side, I said I must come here to conclude my democratic experience. So I'm privileged to be here. First, let me thank my colleagues from the Labour Party and from the PDP for giving me the opportunity to be the minority leader and to stay and support the leadership of the Senate to ensure the successes enumerated by the Senate leader, my dear brothers, Senator Ndume. I also must say that for the first time, we almost thought the Senate had become totally cohesive and there was nothing like opposition. And that happened because of your person. You were returned unopposed because there was nobody to oppose you. And then on that note, I must emphasize that the entirety of the government in power, I'm talking about the senators of the APC, must applaud the PDP senators who had all the advantage on that day to produce a Senate President, a Deputy Senate President, and all other positions if they wanted. But we did not do that because we're not greedy. We believe strongly in the unity of this country. We believe strongly in the unity of this country. So, Mr. President, what happened on the 9th day of June 2015? We are talking about 9th day of June 2016, 1 year after. We must go back to memory lane to know how we got to this position. And I think that is why this session is very important. On that day, you were very jittery. You were sitting behind me. And I saw you were sweating despite the air condition. You were wondering when the National Assembly Mr. President, I noticed you were not sweating. So let the mic work. But I know you were worried because you were thinking that we were going to produce a Senate President. But because we believe in democracy, we know that the APC has more senators than us, and so we conspired amongst ourselves and said, look, it's important that the APC takes the Senate presidency. And then the only other position left for us was the position of Deputy Senate President. So I must congratulate the APC for accepting us. And also you must congratulate us for not taking the #1 seat right here in the Senate on that day because we could have. So, Mr. President, congratulations. And I congratulate my colleagues. And I want to re-emphasize or reiterate the fact that when the leader of the Senate was speaking, he made mention of fight. I'm not a gentleman. I've been a commissioner for over 6 years. I've served this country in many capacities. I've been a two-time very successful uncommon governor. There's no way I will leave my state, the uncommon state of Akwa Ibom, and come to Abuja to come and sit down and fight. So when he referred to the aspect of fighting in the Senate, I was shocked. So, sir, you know, when you have robust opposition, opposing views, there is no way you can talk about a fight. The PDP is not here to fight. The PDP is actually here to assist you because we have the experience. We want to assist the APC government to succeed. In spite of all your efforts not to succeed, we must make you to succeed. We must make you to succeed.
Your mic.
So, Mr. President, sir, I want to congratulate my colleagues for this 1 year and to all the Senate leaders to note that it is not that we are not an opposition party. It is just that we are patriots who believe in the unity of Nigeria. We are here to ensure that all the laws we pass benefit and enhance the living standard of Nigerians. Mr. President, as of now, as we are talking in these red chambers, we have tears in many communities. In the Northeast, people are crying because they are living in IDP camps. You can see in the South, today many people have abandoned their homes because of activities of Avengers. In the Southeast, you have the resurgence of IPOD, the indigenous peoples of Biafra. Of course, the Southwest looks slightly peaceful, but they still send their mercenaries to assist in the Northeast and also to assist in the South. So there is a lot of insecurity in the country. So every law we make, we must also call on God so that God can assist us to have peace in Nigeria. And we must also pray for Mr. President, who has done something very transparent, that he was going for medical checkup, and he told the whole nation that he was indeed going for medical checkup. So we say that God will guide him and bring him back safely, because that's the transparency we need. And despite the difficult period, we congratulate you, congratulate Deputy Senate President, congratulate ourselves for the numerous bills and all the things we are considering. And pray God that at the end of the next session, that the quality of Nigerians, the quality of life of Nigerians will improve through legislation. And that we also hope that the ministers and those who are executing all the things we are doing here will do so with sincerity of purpose, so that the tears that Nigerians are facing today, the hardship that we are experiencing in this country, will come to an end. Of course, Mr. President, you are shielded by security. Those of us in different offices, you see over 1,500 Nigerians a day asking for stipends. Some of them are asking for 2,000 naira to pay back home because Abuja is too hot and they don't have money, and there's a lot of unemployment in the society. Whatever we can do as a Senate to assist the government to generate employment opportunities and also to ensure that we attract industries will be welcome. And then finally, sir, this Senate must also be an ambassador of Nigeria. And I want to urge the APC government to also market Nigeria much more positively in everywhere we go, through our speeches and through our actions, so that the investors will have confidence to come. Because if we say that we are all thieves in Nigeria, there is no way any foreigner will want to hand over money to a thief. If we say that the country is not good and that everything you bring in here will go into the waste pipe and will be looted, there is no way any person, any right-thinking investor will bring 1 naira to a country that he knows very well the money will be looted. So we must change our policy. We must change the modus operandi of not just fighting corruption, but the way we present this country. May God bless the Nigerian Senate. May God bless my colleagues. And may God bless the Senate, the PDP particularly, and the entire country in general. Thank you, and for my brothers, Ramadan Karim.
Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. What a difference a year makes. This time last year, many of us were at the ICC, and the election took place without our participation. We had thought, quite frankly, that we would be able to reverse it. But I think even the most ardent of us must see that that process or reversal has not taken place. And I would say that first and foremost, let's have one basic correction. The Nigerian Constitution has a presidential system. In a presidential system, there's no opposition. You simply have a majority or minority caucus. And members of that caucus, in exercise of commitment to conscience and to particular constituencies, can sometimes even vote with the other caucus. To that regard, as a person, I am profoundly grateful to the minority caucus for the support you gave the only president Nigeria has on these matters of the regulation of the price of petrol in Nigeria. Some of us in the ACN also gave such support. ACN. There was no APC at the time of the ACN. Also gave support to President Jonathan when he first proposed it. That's the way it should be, because at the end of the day, we are all senators of this republic. And history will judge us as such. And as senators, unless we deceive ourselves, we will not err by painting only rosy pictures of what are taking place in the republic or in this chamber in the last 1 year. Some things have gone amiss. If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. But if we confess our things,